All right, trader, we got a tough topic to go ahead and talk about today. I know when you're first going through your trading career and you're just really trying to figure out what it is that's going wrong, whether it's just something just continuously not getting right and you're having a hard time becoming profitable. I'm going to lay it out for you here today, and chances are I'm probably about to describe you, and it's all good. You can get upset with me. I get upset with myself when I hear it because I know that there's many times that I'd heard this over and over again in my early trading career, and I just continued to do it. And it wasn't to the point where I just woke up one day and said, listen, it's time to make a change. It's time to really just take this thing seriously, is where I started to become profitable. So let's go ahead and let's lay out all of the many reasons why majority of traders fail. I mean, we've all heard the statistic before, about 90 to 95% of traders fail in some way, shape, or form, and usually comes down to a handful of different reasons, right? So let's go ahead and jump into it. One of my biggest reasons why I think that people just truly fail is just a lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge within trading, just lack of knowledge, within themselves, psychology, just everything really. They're just not really knowing too much of what's going on, right? A lot of people try to jump in too early. They try to put money on the line too quick. They're like, oh, I just got to get a live account. I got to get a live account. I need to make money now. Whatever the reason may be, people jump in too early with a lack of knowledge of the markets, how the markets operate, who really controls the markets, and just everything going on like that. So I'd say that one of the biggest reasons that people fail is just that lack of knowledge, whether they just don't know or they haven't taken the time to know. There's a lot of things that happen within the markets, and granted, there's hundreds and thousands of different strategies that you can use, but overall, you need to have a basic understanding of the markets, know what's going on within the markets, how they move, how they operate, and being able to have knowledge on, that asset that you're trading, how it moves, and how it moves within your trading session, within that time frame that you're trading. So that's going to be a big one, making sure you guys understand, that you do need to have a basic understanding of the markets before you go in and you're trading with these live accounts, right? There's no reason to risk any money that you can't afford to lose when you can go through and you can paper trade, you can demo trade, and you can go through and you can back test, you can study, you can do all these different things. That's not going to cost you any money until you actually understand and you have the confidence where you can say, hey, this is going to work out. But this will go ahead and lead me into this next one, guys. One of the biggest things is people just don't have an overall trading plan or strategy, right? A lot of people will come in and look at the markets and just click buy or sell. I've heard of people that trade based off of the lunar cycles. I've heard people, trade just based off of energy. Their energy tells them that price is going to go up or price is going to go down. And you can't rely on all these different things to tell you, which way the wind is going to blow, kind of thing, right? So biggest thing I would say, you do need to have a trading strategy. And with that, you need to roll it into a trading plan. It is so important. This is overall one of the biggest reasons why people just fail, and that kind of goes along with that lack of knowledge. Maybe people just don't know that they can go through and they can plan out their trades, plan out their day, plan out their session, and have a select set of rules or confluences that they follow before actually risking any money or taking a trade. So this is going to be a massive thing, guys, and that goes with what I've said many times, and I'm just going to continue to say, if you fail to plan, guys, you plan to fail. So make sure you have that trading plan. Make sure you have that trading journal. Make sure you understand why it is that you're actually taking a trade. Go to my next piece. Kind of goes along with these first two, gambling. If you guys just have the lack of knowledge and you don't have a trading plan, you don't have a trading strategy, you're essentially gambling, right? If you're the type of person that comes in and you just want to make quick money, this isn't for you, and I promise you will get humbled. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. Take it from somebody who has blown multiple accounts in the past. Gambling is not the way. Don't just come in and think, hey, there's two buttons. I can either buy or sell. The price is going to go one way, because the price fluctuates, and you can get stopped out. You can get margin called. You can get all this different stuff that can happen within these markets. So it's not just a straight, buy or sell. You have a 50% chance of winning and a 50% chance of losing. You can lose a lot more often than you win. And the markets will show you that. So you need to come in with that plan. You need to come in with the knowledge. You need to come in with that strategy. And then from there, let's say you go through and you do have a strategy. You do have some sort of plan. You have some basic understanding of the markets. Another big reason that people end up losing and they end up failing and they end up getting butt hurt and quit is they're overtrading. There is no reason for you to take 10, 20, 30, 40 trades in a day. I maybe take 5 trades in a week, right? I look for those really good setups, look for those premium opportunities. You don't need to go through and take a bunch of different trades a day, right? There's no need for it. focus on finding the better opportunities, focus on the quality instead of the quantity, and this will help put you in a better position. I get some scalpers will go through and take much more trades than that, but if you guys are going through intraday trading or swing trading, there's no reason for you to go through and open 5, 10, 15 different positions in a day, right? Find those better opportunity trades that you have a lot more confidence in, and that goes back to what we said before, trade what you understand, and go through and just find those better opportunities, right? And then you go through and do that. So there's no need to be over trading. You don't need to trade a whole bunch of additional percentage and all this of your account, and that leads into the over leveraging part. A lot of people just over leverage, using way too much of their account, and that may go back to that lack of knowledge. Maybe some people just don't understand lot sizes, or understand how that really works, right? When you press buy and you have a certain lot size, what that really means, right? You need to go through and you need to have a basic understanding of, the risk reward and the risk management, because you should not be opening yourself to a whole bunch of substantial risk. You should be really focusing on limiting your risk, right? You hear my trading plan, my trading strategy. I literally never risk more than 1% on a trade. Every now and then I may open up a fun live account, $100, $200 account, and go through and go a little buck wild on that. But that's that. When I stick to my live funded account and I've got my own personal account, I keep it very clean. I focus on small risk and bigger gains, right? Finding those better risk rewards, finding those better opportunity trades, things that I'm much more confident on, where I'm not opening myself up to a bunch of risk for such a little reward. So go through to make sure you're not over leveraging. You should first and foremost not be trading any money that you cannot afford to lose, because I'm going to tell you now, you will lose money. You will lose trades. You will have losing days. Shit like that happens. That's where you need to be prepared mentally so you can tackle that, and that's a whole nother conversation. But over leveraging is going to be a big piece, guys. Do not over leverage. Do not over trade. Come in with a plan. Come in with the knowledge. And then the next thing I would say is, another reason people end up losing, it kind of just reverts back to that not having an overall plan, that checklist that you need to follow to take a trade. And this is going to be that market impulse, that FOMO. You start to see the market fluctuate a little bit, and you start to be like, man, I don't want to miss this trade. I don't want to miss this trade. And you're like, screw it. Let me just enter. And then boom, it drops 20 pips, or it goes up 20 pips, or something happens. You're like, man, I'm sitting here chasing this trade over and over again, consistently trying to chase something. Or maybe even worse, you have that trading friend that's like, oh, I took this trade 20, 30 minutes ago, but yet you fail to see that it's much further from their entry than when it did. So you go to jump in on that trade, and then boom, you got in off of FOMO, you got in off of, that market impulse, whatever it may be. That'll stop you out, and that'll humble you more times than it won't, right? So don't do that. Have patience. If you miss a trade, guess what? No big deal. There's more trading days, there's more trading sessions, there's more trading opportunities. I no longer let the FOMO affect me. I no longer let the market impulse affect me. The market's going to do what the market's going to do. If it comes into my area that makes sense and it's something that I understand, I trade it. If not, I leave it be. And guess what? I don't lose any money. Why? Because you can't lose any money you don't put in the pot. It's pretty simple, right? Another big thing, guys, and I talked on this on one of our recent videos, is people trading without a stop loss. Do not be that individual. I promise you, it will leave you broke more times than not. I know there's been many times in my early trading career where I'm like, man, I just want to give this trade a little bit more room to breathe. I notice if I give myself a bigger stop loss, then what'll happen is if I put my stop loss, it's going to stop me out, and then it'll just go right back in my right direction. But I kept focusing on leaving my stop loss open and trading with no stop loss. And what would happen is one time I fell asleep, another time got busy with the kids, or other times I just keep telling myself it's going to turn around, it's going to turn around, it's going to turn around. Next thing you know, you either get margin called and lose your account, or it's so far deep down that you're just like, fuck it, let's see what happens. I'm either going to lose my account or it's going to go in the right direction. And that's not the attitude that you need to have within these markets. You need to learn how to take those small losses. It's fine. It's okay to take a loss. Just turn that loss into a lesson. But you can't, and it is not okay, to just sit there and continue to trade over and over again without a stop loss, or continuing to move your stop loss, which is even worse, because now you're creating a bad habit that you think is okay, and you sit there and you make up all these messed up lies in your head to justify why it's okay to move the stop loss. It's not. It's not okay, because when you first went to take that trade, you went ahead and you already analyzed the risk. You said, at the most, I'm going to lose this amount. Now, What happened is you lost your discipline to stick with that trading plan, and you just let it continue to go. And you're like, well, let me move it just a little bit more. And you're like, let me give it a little bit more room. Let me give it a little bit more room. It'll be fine. Oh, just one more time. I move it one more time. I promise myself one more time I'm not going to move it again. Oh shit, it's getting a little bit closer. All right, 5 more pips. Just 5 more pips is it. Let me move that stop loss a little bit more. You do that, guess what? You're back in that same position, guys. This is going to be a horrible thing to do, and this is a horrible habit, and if you're doing it now, you need to fucking stop. If this is that sign that you're looking for, let it be that sign. Don't do it. I promise you. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. If you're trading without a stop loss, you're trading without a plan, you're trading without a strategy, you're over leveraging, you're over trading, you're gambling, you're doing all these things, I promise you, you will end up with the rest of the percentages, and you'll be the ones that fail. You'll be the ones that lose money. You're going to be the ones that go back home, and you're going to be like, yep, you know, your family or whoever asks you, hey, are you still trying to do that trading thing? You still doing this? And you're like, oh, I don't really want to talk about it, you know, because you fucked up. It happens, guys. This is a thing. Just don't do it. Another big thing is revenge trading. And guys, I was the guiltiest of this for the longest time. Trade doesn't go my way. All right, watch this. I'm gonna get my money back. Watch this. I'm gonna crack you upside the head. I'm gonna use twice the lot size I did last time. I'm gonna take it right here. Boom, I got it. Nope, stop loss. Damn it. I do this many times, guys. Revenge trading, when you find yourself getting worked up psychology and you're like, I'm going to get my money back. That's my money. That broker took my money. You know, they're out to get me. Every time I press buy, it sells. Every time I press sell, it buys. These guys are out to get me, but I'm going to get them. This one is mine. I've got this. Click buy, click sell, boom, get wrecked. It happens. Maybe once in a blue moon, revenge trading will lead to a little bit of profit. But that attitude and that bad habit that you're creating within your trading plan, I promise you it will leave you broke more times than it actually helps you. Revenge trading is not the answer. It is absolutely not the answer. You get yourself worked up and you start saying, you know what, I'm going to show this market. I promise you that market is just sitting there waiting for you to fuck up and press that button, and then they will humble you. Don't do it. You find yourself getting worked up, that's the time to stop. That's the time to go ahead and take a step back, analyze, feel that the emotions are real, and it's okay. It's okay to have emotions. But when you find yourself getting those emotions, that's when you're done trading. That's when you go through and you take a step back and you say, hey, why did I take an L on that trade? And if you're still too worked up, that's when you go hit the gym. That's when you go hang out with the spouse. That's when you go do whatever it is that makes you happy. Fishing, hunting, whatever. Do it. Don't revenge trade. That will humble you more times than it will not. Guys, another big thing coming in. I know it's extremely easy in this space. You know, we got YouTube, we got Instagram, we got all these different opportunities and platforms to see all these different traders, all these different strategies, all these different things. Like I said before, there's hundreds and thousands of different strategies. And one of the other reasons why so many people fail is they're sitting there using a bunch of different common knowledge. Common knowledge is definitely going to humble you. You know, just trading support, resistance, stuff like that. Can you make money with it? Yes. But it's all manufactured price action. They're setting it up more times than not to let it be a manipulation. So just going through and trading, you know, common knowledge, or even worse than that would be trading all of these different strategies, using 50 different indicators, all this different stuff. You use it a little bit of here, a little bit of there, a little bit of that, kind of like a Heinz 57, right? A little bit of everything, but not really anything. You know, don't get me wrong, I love Heinz 57, but you go through, guys, you take a look at this stuff, it's just kind of a mixture of all these different strategies. It's not going to work. You can't go through and have this and that and the other and all this. You can have all those different sets of confluences, which I think is extremely important, but you need to have your strategy, right? Go through, you can take some stuff from me, you can take some stuff from Adam, you can take some stuff from whatever, you can go through and you can build this like true strategy, but it needs to be like your strategy that you just truly understand. And it goes back to trading what you understand, trading what you know. This is going to be a big piece of it, and you guys need to make sure that you're doing that. Don't be on all over the different place, learning from this guy, that guy, this, that, the other. Just focus. Follow one course until success. So with that, guys, with that being said, I truly do hope that this video helped you out. I'm sorry if I described you. I've described myself and who I was in the past, and I promise you all those things that I went through are the very reasons that it held me back from just really excelling to getting to the point where I am, to where I was able to go through and pass my phase 1, pass my phase 2, and get handed a live account, guys. So with that being said, all those reasons, knock it off. If that's you, hey, called you out. Now it's time for you to do something about it. But with that being said, guys, let me know what you think below. Feel free to say, hey, I'm guilty of this. Let me know. I'll see you guys in this next video.